basketball. Along with Steve Kerr and Clark Kellogg, this is Kevin Harlan. We've got an Eastern Conference battle ready to get rolling, and the Chicago crowd wants some love from their Bulls. This game against Indiana, the first time they've met this year. This team matched up so well during the regular season last year, splitting their 4 games. This should be a terrific battle.
And you know, guys, this is a basketball team that they faced in the conference semis last year and won that series. So there's some emotion here tonight. You can feel it out on the floor.
Let's check out Indiana's starting lineup. Stevenson and George on the wings. Then it's Roy Hibbert, and it's Arnold in at the 4. Here's Mr. Perfect. Tried to come right back with the 3 of his own, but it's no good. They definitely have the psychological upper hand, you could say.
That's for sure, and I think that will definitely fan the flames, Kevin.
Stevenson passes to George. Back to Stevenson. 5 on the clock. Lets the 3 fly. Can't get it to go. Pacers on defense. They're coming off that win against Philadelphia.
And I thought, guys, they were the beneficiary of what was some lackluster defense being played against them.
I agree with you. I mean, it was really shocking how many free runs to the hoop they got.
Here is Stevenson after the made shot for Mr. Perfect. Hibbert with a screen for George. Pass to Hibbert. He kicks it to Stevenson. And stolen by Butler. Oh, and a fast break for the Bulls. And again, the basket from Mr. Perfect.
Well, you knew he'd win that race.
Definitely. I mean, that's what you call early offense.
Now about 2 minutes gone here in the first quarter. And once again off the mark by Indiana. The Bulls have gone 2 for 4 from the field so far today. Fires from the wing. Again, Chicago.
Really hard to find fault with anything he's doing this quarter, at least at the offensive end.
And Stevenson kicks to Hibbert. McDermott with a steal. Guys, they've been getting it done.
They sure have been. I mean, really looking good and sharp offensively.
Yeah, knocking down the open shots and really getting a nice flow to their game.
Pacers trail by 3. And a little over 2.5 minutes gone here in the first. Here's Goodman. Rebounded by Mr. Perfect. The Bulls have gone 50% from the field, hitting 3 of 6 since the opening tip. Off the left rim and out. For Indiana, they've gone just 1 of 4 to get this game started. Here's Arnold. Here's George. The rebound by Gibson. The Bulls leading by 3. Here's Mr. Perfect. He's coming off an unbelievably high-scoring game. Fires at the elbow. That's good. Mr. Perfect's got 8 points.
Well, he had that height separation there on the mid-range jump shot. Really good job of taking advantage of that.
Hibbert with the screen. The shot by George, wide open. The three-pointer is right on target. George has got a pair of 3s now in the first quarter for the Pacers. Here's Mr. Perfect. Goes up from the top of the key. Good. 10 points for him.
I don't think they can ask much more of him than what he's done this quarter.
Last outing for Chicago, they won that game against the 76ers in Philadelphia. There's the pass to Arnold. There's the feed to George. 6 to shoot. Here's Goodman. Battles through traffic and lays it in.
Really tough to get that shot off with the size differential there. That's not an individual matchup he's going to win every time, especially in the post.
Very well done, fellas.
So it's both teams making substitutions here. Here's Mr. Perfect, defended by George. No good for Mr. Perfect.
That was a good rebound right there, but they haven't been very strong on the glass so far.
Well, they've got to meet the energy that they're facing right now. So important to battle on the boards.
Mahimi's shot is good.
That's some tenacity inside, battling for the second chance points.
Chicago's gone 0 of 2 from deep here. Here's Mr. Perfect. Sinks the triple. Mr. Perfect's got 13 points. Clark, the coach, was really passionate in that last huddle, trying to do everything he can to get his message across.
You know, and I'm not sure what he wanted exactly, but he did it with enough fire that I'm guessing he's not going to be happy with any lapse in execution. I mean, he made his point pretty clear.
And the Bulls, another 3. And a chance now to catch up on some numbers here. The hustle stats for the Bulls.
Well, I think the defensive aggressiveness on display here has caught him off guard, playing airtight defense and coming up with the steals.
Well, the other thing I like is defensively, they're causing turnovers, and that's allowing them to get into transition.
Just 5 to shoot. Here's Papanicolaou. Cannot hit. And the Bulls going the other way now. 2-second difference between shot clock and game clock. Bairstow, the pass to Mr. Perfect. Kicks it to Harkless. Launches a 3. And the rebound goes to the Pacers. George with the ball. Here's Withy. And we reached the end of the first quarter. It's the Bulls. They're up by 6. From the United Center in Chicago. Back in a moment. All right, the second quarter beginning in just a moment. And guys, what's your take on the Bulls so far?
Yeah, the defense has been terrific. They came out right from the beginning, alert and focused, and they've been really good at that end of the floor.
And I think Coach has to be pleased with the effort, Steve.
And a moment now to reset the lineups, courtesy of Gatorade, all fueled up for the second quarter of basketball. And so in the game for the Pacers, Withy is out there with Mahimi. Then it's Lance Stevenson. Then there's Hill. And it's Papanicolaou in at the 3. And a chance here to catch up with the fourth member of our crew, Doris Burke. Hi, Doris.
Hi, Kev. Mr. Perfect in their last time out against the 76ers was simply superb. He had 58 points, and that scoring outburst set a new season high for him in what was a great exhibition on his part. Absolutely amazing numbers from him in what was truly a memorable performance. For him and for us, Kevin.
And thank you, Doris. It was a performance that has to have their upcoming opponents terrified, Clark.
Well, I know this opponent should be terrified because there's a good chance the momentum he gathered that night carries right over into this game.
Well, some of it will carry over. That's inevitable. It's just a matter of how much.
And Chicago has possession, following the miss by Lance Stevenson.
You can't get in a much better position for the 3 than that. Everything was right on target. It just didn't fall.
Hill with it. Now defended by Mr. Perfect. Hill kicks to Stevenson. Pass to Papanicolaou. That's good, and it's Stevenson with the assist.
Well, it was a dismal start from the field for them in the first quarter, but they're finally starting to turn it around.
Well, I don't think it could have gotten any worse, partner. I mean, you figure they had all their bad misses out of the way and should be good to go now.
Now Stevenson, after the missed 3 from Mr. Perfect. Outside Hill. Back to Stevenson. Stevenson left side. Baseline jumper. That's good. Now just a 2-point Bulls lead.
He's really starting to ramp it up now, getting involved in the offense here after being held without a point in the first.
Passes it to Mr. Perfect. Now here's Harkless. Defense is right there. Here's Mr. Perfect. Gets it to go from beyond the arc. Mr. Perfect's got 19 points.
Got a lot of momentum going with his own game. He's been great today and just as hot as he was last time out.
Both teams deciding to change it up. Let's go quickly over to Doris Burke for an update.
Thanks, Kevin. Tom Thibodeau had some words for his team in that last huddle. The most important points they can get, he said, are points in transition. He told them to push it, create opportunities on the fast break. He also said he wants them going hard to the boards at both ends of the floor, not just the defensive backboards. Guys, they're clearly hoping those changes have an effect even before this game makes it to halftime. Kevin?
Thanks, Doris. And so it's Indiana with it. After the three-pointer from Mr. Perfect. Blocked. And the whistle blows on the backcourt violation. He went over and back.
And now a look at Lance Stevenson, some stats on him. Great year for him last year. He was around 14 points per game last year, 7 rebounds, and 5 assists. When you have a shooter like him off the bench, it makes finding points a lot easier.
Well, Steve, you know, things can get stagnant without offense coming off the bench, and he always can supply some shooting.
Now, here's Stevenson. He had a 12-point outing in their last game against Philadelphia.
And his work on the glass, certainly noteworthy. I mean, he contributed in a number of ways.
Paul George, he's checked in for Indiana. And almost 4 minutes gone here in the second quarter of play. And the shot is good.
It is so hard to contain him. He just seems to get it done however he has to do it.
Here's Mr. Perfect. 22 points for him. Pulls up. Another one falls for Chicago.
What a job he's doing here. I mean, his second quarter has been even better than his first, and that was pretty good.
The dish to George. Hibbert with a screen on Butler. Papanicolo, the pass to George. Clock at 4. And not a good shot for him. They can get better looks than that. The Bulls leading by 8. Here's Mr. Perfect. He's got 24, and so he draws the foul on the shot, a trip to the line to shoot 2.
What a stellar outing in this one for Mr. Perfect. He's got 24 points, and he's drained 4 3-pointers here as well.
And with more to come, maybe. The way his shot looks tonight, it looks like he's in for a big night.
Tony Snell's checked in for the Bulls.
Steady work at the free throw line. Just what we're used to seeing out of him.
Pacers trail by 10. George dishes to Hibbert. The pass to Papanicolo. And the 3 off target. Chicago's gone 3 of 5 beyond the arc since the start of the second quarter. Mr. Perfect, from out on the wing, he knocks it down. Mr. Perfect's got 12 now in this quarter.
And as hot as he's been this quarter, the game plan should be simple. Get him the ball and get out of the way.
Hibbert kicks to George. Pass to Papanicolo. Back to George. Chicago grabs the miss. Mr. Perfect's got 4 rebounds now tonight. And there's the call on Mr. Perfect. That's his first foul.
Well, I love it. He gets there first, absorbs the contact. Nice play defensively.
No flop there. He took that one right in the chest.
And Indiana making a change here. Hill's checked in. And so it's Indiana with it. A 12-point game. After this one, they're off to Denver to take on the Nuggets. That'll be the second on the road in the midst of this long 4-game road stand. Passes it to Papanicolo. Shot clock at 6. Indiana needs to get a shot off from deep. Rebounded by Mr. Perfect. Mr. Perfect's got his 5th rebound right now in the game. Tries it from 19. Another one falls for Chicago.
And he may be the guy to put this game even farther out of reach.
Here's George. Tries to snap the cold streak, and that one's good. George has got 4 this quarter.
Beautiful shot that time by PG, Paul George, getting it done.
So we've reached the end of the first half of play.
Certainly good numbers from you shooting the ball in the first half. What has been your approach on offense?
I'm just trying to let the game come to me. When I don't try to force it on offense, good things happen. That's why I've had success here early on. Yeah.
Slow and steady wins the race, Kevin.
Thank you, Doris. And folks, don't go away after the break.